Hey, what's up? What's going on out there? I've been checking out this Jim Jones stuff talking about Nas, and I kind of find it interesting, Jim Jones' perspective. And the people that's been interviewing Jim Jones about it, for some reason, haven't brought up this point, which I think is really, really key about Jim's success and his relevancy, or whatever you want to call it. Well, basically, it came up because it was a podcast. I think it was like in Texas or Atlanta or something, and a younger kid was talking about Jim Jones is more relevant than Nas to him, and he was talking about because of the fashion, whatever, I don't know, the case may be. And then, I believe Jim Jones was on Fat Joe and Jada Kiss's podcast, and they were talking to him about it, and Jim Jones basically uh, was like he's a better spitter, he's more relevant, yada yada yada. But in Jim's defense, he did say that he respected Nas, he idolized him. You shouldn't idolize any man, in my opinion, but that's just me. But he said he had a lot of respect for him. He was a big influence to him, you know, fashion wise, rap and etc. Everything. So to his credit, he did say that. But I think Jim, I think he knows what he's doing because he's more so a competitor. But he knows viral moments will get people to listen to him or Nas, or bring more attention to that. But the biggest thing, like I said, I didn't see anybody that interviewed him or talked to him about it talk about when he was at his peak, which was when he had dropped Hustler's Poem, which I'm not gonna lie, it was a tough album. And the reason why it was like that, the big reason why, the brother Stack Bundles, peace be with him, he passed away. But he had a big part in that album. And another major key contributor to that album was Max B, without a doubt. And you can track Jim Jones' career trajectory. And at his peak, he was working with those guys, especially Max B. You know, for those of you who don't know, Max B locked up. I don't know when he's going to get out, but Max B, when he was with Max B, that was when he was at his peak. And I don't know why nobody is bringing that up. Saying that, well, you weren't quote unquote relevant until you got really with Max B. Those two, Hustler's Poem and what's the other joint? Uh, Diary of a Summer. Which I'm not gonna lie, I like Jim Jones. I just don't think he doesn't do it to me for lyrics. I don't listen to him for lyrics. It's more for like trash talking. That charisma, the beats. You might have some hooks here and there, but I don't listen to him for like lyrics. And that's okay. Different, strokes for different folks with certain stuff, like, and I don't listen to Nas for certain, like, quote unquote hype records. I listen to him because he spitting, he has a lot of bars in there. He drops a lot of jewels in there, you know. But I just find it interesting. Nobody is talking about Max B, and I know why, because they don't want to, kind of bring up any strife in the situation. But that's the truth. Jim Jones is trying to, like, he's spitting the truth about relevancy. Well, somebody should bring that up next time when somebody talks to Jim Jones or he brings up this matter or whatever. They should talk about Max B. And the crazy thing is, he's not even the best person out of Dipset, and he's talking about, well, I'm dropping stuff now and doing this stuff. I'm more relevant in the street, and it's just confusing to me because you can drop projects, but that doesn't mean it's a good project. And again, I think Jim Jones got better rapping, but at the same time, he was at his peak when he was with Max B, and that was damn near, dang, like 18, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, well, yeah, something like that. Like, so as far as him talking about relevancy and talk about numbers and spins, like, it just didn't make any sense, and that's why I had this comparison. Somebody put that comparison up, like, the spins, Billboard hits, platinum albums, etc. Like, I think Jim Jones was just talking out his ass. Like, he one of them dudes, like, he get too emotional, he just start talking, saying stuff that don't even make any damn sense. And the biggest thing I can see Jim Jones contribution to contributing to hip hop or whatever, rap or whatever, you know, is the fashion stuff. Like that was his thing for real, for real. But like I said, he wasn't even the best out of his camp. You can go Jewels, you can go Cam. Like I I just don't get like where he's coming from to an extent. Like I think he just rapping, just talking trash for real, and just trying to make himself relevant. I mean, it's a fine line between being confident and being delusional, and he's walking more towards the delusional side with this. Like I said, he's not even the best out of his camp, you know. But to his credit, like I said, he's been getting better rapping. But I want to see somebody talk about Max B when they bring up his most relevant success, his real success. That's when he was successful. I don't hear somebody bringing up Nas success with Jungle or something like that, or it wasn't. His success was never attached to somebody. It wasn't attached to a movement. It wasn't attached to Dipset, Max B, Stack Bundles, nothing. He pretty much did it himself. But that's my 1-2 on it. Leave your commentary. Let me know what you think.